Hello? Check, check.
Hello and good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is GeoQuester. How is everybody doing today?
Good, good.
Yay! And with me today I have Zell. Zell is playing the very first episode of Iron Maidens. Please forgive us if we find stuff that is a little wonky because I'm kind of cob jobbing an entire system together out of a whole bunch of other stuff. But Zell, why don't you go ahead and introduce us to your character?
All right. Today I'm going to be playing Ravaella. She is a Helix, 5th level, and she's been living kind of a routine life. She always does the same things every day. If this were like a movie, you'd probably see scenes of her doing it again and again, over and over, as seasons and years pass. And she's recently been thrown kind of a change. She's calling it the chaos. And it entered her life as she was seeking new knowledge in the archive. And then she's also recently been reassigned to on a mission, which has never happened for her before. She's been sent out into the world.
Awesome. Okay, so for ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you a little bit about what Iron Maidens is. First of all, you'll probably hear my kids whooping and hollering in the background. I apologize for that. Today is the last day of Christmas break for my children at school, so they are still running around. But a little bit about Iron Maidens. Iron Maidens is a science fantasy space opera type game. It is being able to fly spaceships like Firefly or Star Wars or Star Trek, but you're able to cast a fireball out the airlock at the same time. We will suspend the idea of physics for some of these things. For example, I understand fire cannot exist in space, but we are going to suspend those physics because if you can go woogie woogie, here's a fireball, then you can pretty much cast a fireball in space. At the same
I
time,
believe that.
we are using a new thing called action dice. Action dice are usable only once per character level, and each character has a certain number of them. At the current level of these characters, they are all level 5. Ravaella is just the first of 7 all female players who will be playing in Iron Maidens. Uh, at this current level, they get a D8 action die that they are allowed to use for any ability check, saving throw, skill check, or attack roll. They can roll an extra D8 to give themselves a bonus. They also have 1 point of inspiration at the beginning of every single game session that they can use. The inspiration is an alternate rule where they can use it to either gain advantage on something, to impose disadvantage on an enemy, or they can use it to save themselves. For example, if they take massive damage that would normally bring them below 0 hit points, then they can instead spend their inspiration point to instead be knocked down to 1 and be stable. So it's a oh shit, I'm going to die moment, and that's what we're using there. We also use the flanking rules, and this game is based on the 5th edition Dungeons and Dragons rule set. So let us get ourselves right into Ravaella. A session 0 only lasts between 1 and 3 hours, depending on how quickly the player character is able to do it. Um, the session 0 is meant to bring the player from being a solo to a part of a party. And Ravaella happens to be the first. So, we will start with her. And I'm going to move your picture somewhere. There, I cleaned our chat up a little bit. Let the GM take a swig of coffee. It's too damn early in the morning.
Okay, I'm with him on that. Let's have some coffee.
Okay, so we start with Ravaella. You are waking up in a bathroom stall.
What the heck am I doing in a bathroom stall? Yawn and stretch.
You yawn and stretch. Oh, and you feel a little bit of a clunk on the back of your noggin. The last you remember is you were in the archives and you were seeking information about your mission, which I will not say on stream because the other players don't need to hear it, and we have a few of them out there. And you were searching some information and you found some old dusty documents, which is unusual considering in an age of space exploration you would normally find this stuff in a computer system. And it was actually physical documents that you found that pertain to your mission. You were just beginning to open up the portfolio when suddenly you saw stars burst in front of your eyes, and now here you are laying on the floor in a bathroom stall.
Does this look like the bathroom, in the building I'm used to?
No, it does not. It smells like fresh disinfectant, and there's kind of a familiar smell, but you can't quite place it.
So I take another sniff or two and see if I can find a sink to rinse my face off.
Okay.
Maybe I'm dreaming. Maybe a splash of water will wake me up.
That would be possible. You stumble out of the stall, and directly across from you, you see 3 sinks and a mirror. To your left, you can see a door, and you can also see a number of other stalls.
Okay, I think I do want to see if there's anybody else in here in the other stalls, but they might be hanging a little ajar there.
Okay. You walk through the bathroom, and do you open the doors, or you look under them or over them?
I think I would peek under, see if there's feet showing.
Okay. You don't see any other feet showing. However, if you make me a perception check. Nice perception check.
Yeah, that I can do. When it comes to trying to save my butt, though, I'll roll a 1, I promise.
That's why the action dice are there, because you can use them either before you roll or after you roll. So, okay, but you notice between the 2 garbage cans, which is right here, of course, the GM just can't do anything today. Right here, those
Wow,
2
right,
little lumps.
right there.
I know. I'm having a morning. I haven't had enough coffee yet. You notice that there is a pint glass with a little bit of beer at the bottom of them, in between the 2 garbage cans on the floor, kind of tucked behind them.
That seems odd for a bathroom. Beer, huh? Well, I'm sure it's not pee.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
It's definitely beer.
Okay, well, curiosity will get the better of me and I'll go check it out.
Okay. Yep, that's only about a thumb's worth of beer. Old
I
and
don't
flat.
I don't feel like I've been drinking.
No, no. You definitely feel like you got popped in the back of the head with something hard. Matter of fact, you can feel the lump back there.
Well, somebody's been here. All right, well, I don't see any point in staying here, so I guess I'll go look for the door.
Okay, the door is to your left. It opens easily enough. As you open it, it swings outwards away from you, and you step out into a room. To the south of you, you can see a large window. To the west of you, you can see double doors that have a lit up neon exit sign above it.
So across is the doors with an exit sign?
Yes,
All
right
right,
across from you.
I guess I'll go that way then.
Okay. As you walk across that way, you can see
Ooh, what can I see?
Okay, so as you walk across, you can see that this is actually a very large room. Number of tables and chairs. There's a stage. Looks like a dance floor that has neon lights lit up underneath it. They're currently not lit, but it looks like they are supposed to be lit. And you see one man wearing body armor, light body armor, who has a pistol on his hip. He looks, well, the uniform at least, looks a little familiar.
So I think I'll kind of, holler over. Hello? Uh, hello, do you know how I got here?
He sees you when you call over. He turns his helmeted head, looks at you, reaches down with his right hand towards his holster, and suddenly it seems like time itself slows to a crawl for you. What are you going to do? Please roll initiative. Damn good initiative. Okay, so time is creeping along for him, but you seem to be able to move quite fluidly.
Well, I know I have no weapons, so I would run up toward him.
Okay. In the span that it took you to run towards him, his hand has only gotten halfway to the holster on his hip.
Now that is odd, so I think I will reach out and try to grab his hand.
Okay. Go ahead and make a dexterity check. So far, you're rolling pretty darn well.
Yeah, again, I'm not rolling for my life here. I'm rolling checks.
Well, you successfully grab his hand.
Sweet. So I want to try to pull it like toward me so he can't actually reach his gun.
Okay. Right now, what you're doing is very close to what Quicksilver does in like X-Men, where you're moving a hell of a lot faster than he is, so the world looks like it's slowed down for you. And you easily move his hand. You can actually see his eyes are still focused on where you were, not where you are.
I wonder if there's a way in this room that I could like restrain him so he can't go for his gun so I could maybe talk to him. I see chairs. I don't see curtains or anything though to wrap him in.
Nope, there's nothing hangy downy at all. But in this position, you can also see
Jeff, is this the nightclub you went to for New Year's?
no. It'd be cool if it was, because this is an awesome nightclub.
I'll say.
But you see, from your vantage point, you can see two other guards at what you would assume would be the front door, and another two south of you at what might be a side entrance. They also seem to be moving pretty darn slowly. But other than that, you don't see anything else. You don't see anything that would be considered a curtain for you to use. I mean, there are sort of curtains up on the stage, the back side of the stage, but those are the big hanging down drape curtains.
Yeah, it's unlikely I can overpower all of them and tie them all up, so at least one of them has to go down, and it may as well be this one.
Okay. So what would you like to do? You have his hand.
I think I will unarmed strike.
Okay. Are you going to attempt to kill him or just knock him unconscious?
Boy, that's a tough one. I'm thinking with 5 of them here, I'm going to have to go ahead and let this one die.
Okay. So you have his hand, and you do what?
I will, I guess I will let go in order to strike.
Okay. Go ahead and roll it. Critical hit.
Apparently, black
Nice.
dice are good for me.
Apparently so. All right, so for your first hit, you reach over and you basically knife hand strike him in the side of the head, breaking his helmet, and the visor just shatters. Go ahead for your second attack. Nice. Go ahead and roll that damage.
Not as good, but I think I get 3, right?
Well, let's see. Well, by the way, you didn't have him targeted, just to let you know.
Oh, sorry about that.
No, that's okay, because I'm keeping the damage going for you. So what you do is you knife hand strike him with your first hit, right upside the side of the head, blasting his helmet, cracking it, and breaking the visor. Then you take his hand that you have, and you twist it, and you slam his face into the table right next to you. And you hear a sickening crunch as you force his head through the top of the laminated table.
All right, time to turn and run then. I'm going to presume when you were talking about the ones by the front door, you're talking about the ones that are near the number 3?
Correct.
So the door I originally was next to is likely a back door.
Probably.
All right, that's the one I'm headed for.
Alrighty. As a note, ladies and gentlemen who are watching the stream, you can help Ravella with your experience points. You can buy advantage, or you can impose disadvantage on her. You can also heal her or anything else. You're welcome to do all those things. Okay, so you are now here at the door. And it seems time has caught back up with you. I mean, literally, you got back down to the door before the guy's body slumped to the floor.
All right, well, I think I better go out the door then.
Okay. And as your final action, you go to open the door, which is a nice push. You know, of course, it has that breaker bar on it that you just slam into and it's supposed to open. However, the door does not open. It's stuck shut. Could you please advance your turn? Now that time is caught back up, the guards are going to react to the fact that, well, you just went over and killed one of their companions, and they never saw it. All they see is him standing there beginning to pull his gun, and then him with his head through a table. But they pull their weapons, and they start approaching. This guy takes full cover from around the corner. He's going to attempt to take a shot at you. And he misses you as a laser beam pelts the wall just north of you in the door.
Yikes.
This one comes running over to go see Bob, what's going on?
There we go.
This other one goes and ducks behind a table, pulls his laser pistol and attempts to take a shot at you as well. He misses. And then the other guard at the front door comes running over to go see what's going on with Bob. Exactly. What about Bob?
What about Bob?
Bob's dead. Bob just had his head smashed through a table, so Bob's dead. Apparently, they all went to the Imperial Academy of Stormtroopers in order to shoot people.
No, they're just rolling with my normal dice.
Yeah, apparently so. Which, by the way, nobody wants to get hit in this game, because laser pistols, which are the weakest out of all of them, still do 2d6 damage.
Ouch.
So you go running over to them. Be sure to target.
Now let's see if I can hit this one too. Wah, wah,
Nope.
wah, wah.
But part of that is because it kind of creeped you out suddenly. That as you start swinging at him, suddenly, halfway through your swing, time seems to slow and change once again as you nearly connect with him. It surprised you. This is something that's never happened to you before.
Well, I think I'll still take the second blow, even creeped out.
Oh, that was... You connect with his armor, but you don't do any damage. you still have a bonus action that you could use as a quote-unquote offhand, if you would like.
Yep, I think I will.
Same thing. You
See,
basically punch his armor.
see, I got my dice back.
You did indeed.
I think that's all I've got, all my movement and my bonus and regular action, right?
I do believe that is.
All right.
Let me take a quick look. You got 5 more feet of movement if you'd like.
Yeah, I don't really have anywhere to go for cover or anything, so I think I may as well just stay there.
Gotcha. Alrighty. Alright, so this guy, he steps out a little bit. No, he's not. He's not going to step out at all. He just watched you punch Bob's head through a table. He's not going to come anywhere near you. He's just going to shoot at you. And misses. Not so horribly that he shoots one of his buddies, but the one that you just attacked, he doesn't have any weapon other than his pistol, so he attempts to smack you. He does. He takes his pistol and kind of pistol whips you upside the head for a big whopping 5 points of damage.
Ouch.
Yeah. His other buddy shoots and misses you. And then this last guy, he's going to attempt to pistol whip you too. And he misses. It seems that the two who are standing in front of you are trying not to use lethal damage against you. And at the top of your round, go ahead and roll me a perception check now that you're able to see their uniforms a little bit more in the bright light of this very empty nightclub. You
don't see
notice
anything.
Nope, you don't recall anything. So it is your turn.
Okay, so if I run, they're going to get attack of opportunity.
Possibly. The way time seems to slow around you when you're moving, maybe they don't.
All right, well, I think I'm going to head toward that door near number 3 then.
Okay. And true to form, as soon as you start vaulting over that table, it's literally, they almost look like they stop moving entirely. They're obviously trying to hit you, but that's not going to happen. AKA, they roll with disadvantage on their attack rolls as you attempt to run away. You still have your action.
No weapon, and now I'm too far, so I don't think there's anything else I can actually do.
Alright, this guy will run up and cover himself behind a corner. This guy reaches down and grabs a radio, like the squawk box that's on his hip. He hits a button on it and he starts saying something into it. This guy moves forward and he will shoot at you. Missing you with a laser beam. And this guy will run over to the bar and use the bar as partial cover and shoot at you. And he will miss you. Oh my lord. They did go to the Stormtrooper Academy.
Oh, that's awesome. All right, well, I'm going to continue my run toward the door then.
Okay, dokie. Susie's saying as long as you don't go to the Red Shirt Academy, you should be fine.
Oh no, there's red in my costume.
Oh no. Alright, you get over here to the front doors. You can plainly see through the glass of the front doors. You can see the open street beyond. However, just off the south side of the map, a little bit too far off the south side of the map to really expose it at the moment, you do see police cruisers. Many of them have made a barricade around the building. And there is a large van with a large robot being unpacked from it.
Interesting. I think maybe I make a beeline for that other door then. I have like 20 left, right?
Correct. Unless you want to take a dash, and then you could move an additional 40 past that.
That'll at least let me get to that door.
Okay, you get over here to this door. It opens easily enough for you. And you see like a private dining room. All the tables are currently cleaned off and everything.
Well, at least there's cover there.
And there's a light switch to your left if you were to walk in the door.
I would flip the switch then.
Okay, so I'm going to put a box around this room just to note the fact that it is dark. There we go. That is the dark room. You still got about 15 more foot of movement. You can see perfectly fine, which is kind of strange. You flipped off the lights, took not even a second, and your eyes immediately adjusted to the darkness.
Nice. It looks like there's a door toward the back corner of this room as well.
Yep, to the back northwest corner.
All right, I'm going to head for it. And you said you think I have about 15?
Yep, you got about 15 feet left. Alrighty. These guards are very confused.
Where did I even go?
Oh, they saw where you went. They just are very confused on the fact that you are moving really freaking quickly. Of course, they can't see you. You can definitely hear them moving, though. That is very unusual. You're having a lot of weird stuff happen to you today.
Superior sound perception today, too, huh?
Uh-huh. Okay, so from this blue box on, let's just assume that everything is dark, but you can see just fine.
Okay. I'm looking through the door if I can.
There you go. You see what looks like a kitchen. definitely dark in here. There are no lights on.
I think that's about all my movement too, isn't it?
Unless you want to take a dash, and then you get another 40.
Okay, yes, I'm going to push open the door then and dash.
Okay. Push open the door, and you discover that you are backstage.
It's a trap. I don't see any other way out of that room, though.
Well, there is a door here and up there. I'll point them out to you here in a second.
Here and here and here. Love it. Yeah. Oh, I thought those were windows.
So those are doors right there for you.
All right, let's go this way then. I think that's about as far as I can get on my dash.
Okay. You get all the way to the door. And you're able to open it up. Once again, it's another one of those very easy fire type doors that you can open.
Sweet.
And you see outside is an alleyway.
Okay, well, that's the way I'm going to go, but I'm actually out of movement now, so.
Okay. I will let you know that you can see from the left and the right of the alley. So further beyond either way of the mask that I just opened up, you can see red and blue flashing lights coming from both ends.
Well, I got known trouble inside and unknown trouble on the outside. Wah, wah.
Okay, so there you are. It's back to your turn. You can definitely hear the other guys are coming. You can hear them running through the rest of the nightclub.
Where to go, where to go.
And thank you, Noble, for the follow. That was very cool.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. Let's try dashing around to this other door then.
Okay. This door is locked, but it is a wooden door with a small glass window in it.
Can I see anything through the window?
It has a Venetian blind, a cheesy Venetian blind on the other side. But it's well
Unbelievable.
enough that
They
you
still
can't
use
see.
that in the future? Wow.
Of course, come on.
All right. Well, I think I can probably hit this door and go through it, so I think I'll try that.
Alrighty, go ahead and roll me an attack roll just to make sure that we can break the door and not your hand.
Yeah, well, let's see what
Or foot.
happens.
Actually, that worked. So you step back, and with a single kick, you kick this door wide open. Inside it, you find the pale glow of a computer on a desk, along with a filing cabinet and a chair.
Wow, am I trapped in this building? Let's try that last door down there.
Okay. This one opens easy enough for you.
All right.
And you can see that there is another door towards the end of the hall, and then there's a hallway that goes off to the north.
Like, like there?
Yep, that's a hallway that goes north.
All right. I think I've actually used my uh, action and my dash at this point, so.
Yes. All right, they get closer. You can hear that two of them reach the kitchen.
All right, I'm headed for that hallway.
Okay. At the end of this hallway, you can see that the door is just closing behind another one of these guards.
All right. Let's have a look at this one.
Well, it is a dark hallway that you're currently in. You can see him perfectly fine. It does not appear that he's paying attention to you. He's looking at through the window of a door to what's your right, his left, that he's standing directly next to.
Let's see what happens if we try to talk to this lone one. What's going on?
You speak, and he turns his head, and once again, just like before, as he whips his head to the right to look at you, his head suddenly slows down. I mean, you can see that he's reaching for his belt as well. He's reaching for his holster.
That figures. They're all dangerous.
However, I will give you a perception check. Decent enough. Your head's beginning to clear a little bit. You can see a symbol on the uniform that looks vaguely familiar.
Excuse me, do I know you?
He's still turning and reaching for his holster, still in slow motion.
What to do, what to do. I think I still have enough movement to get up the hallway, don't I?
Yes, you do.
Let's see if I can prevent him from getting to his gun and continue conversation.
Okay, so you're basically just going to reach out and grab his hand kind of thing?
Yep.
Like you did with the first one?
Yep.
Okay, make a dexterity check. Not quite as good this time around. Let me see.
Nope, not good at all.
Nope, you do not grab his hand in time. His hand is definitely slipped away from where you were going to grab. But if you'd like to advance your turn, this sinus infection is killing me today.
They do that. They're wicked.
Ugh, I hate them. Okay, so we'll get with number 6 at this point. Number 6 finally reaches his holster, and you can make a perception check. Now that you're way up close and personal. Wow. His dice are cursed now. You had a couple of good ones right off the bat, and now you're like, no.
This is my history, Jeff. This is Norm.
And he tries to tag you, but it's not gonna work. You move too fast for him.
Shoo!
But you did notice that even though you failed your perception check for the most part, you do notice that he is speaking quietly, and it looks like it's probably into a microphone in his helmet. You have been given advantage by chat for whatever you're going to do next.
I love you, chat.
They just want to see you put his head through a window or something, I'm sure.
I think I'm going to have to go with that too. Let's hit.
Okay. Don't forget to target him.
And I would have to click the advantage before I do that?
Correct. Yep. There you go. That's a good old hit.
Thank you, chat, because the other one was a 4.
Well, you get advantage for everything for this round. So therefore, you get advantage on your next attack, and if you use your bonus attack or your bonus action as an attack, you get an advantage on that as well. And don't forget, you always have those action dice too.
Yeah, and they have a plus on them as well.
I know, because of your special ability. Oh, critical hit. With max damage. Awesome. Alright, so your first strike comes up with an elbow, catches him in the bottom of the jaw. You reach your hand around the backside of his head, and in true martial arts action style, you just take him and cram his head through the window in the door to your right. And leave his body hanging there.
I love it. So I'd like to see if I can have a better look at his, mic helmet and that badge that looked sort of familiar.
Okay. Go ahead and make a perception check at advantage. Nice roll. You can see on his uniform that it is a Genotech logo. Genotech is the same company that you work in the archives for. These guys are retriever agents. They only send out retriever agents for things that have escaped, like test experiments and when people owe money, and basically they're the leg breakers for Genotech.
So I am in trouble.
Yes, you are. You are most definitely in trouble. And if they called the police, then that's definitely a bad thing.
Would my life knowledge tell me that the retrievers or the police are my better bet.
The retrievers will make you disappear back into genotech and probably some lab. The police would definitely be your better bet. They'll just incarcerate you and put you in protective custody. And since you don't have any weapons on you, probably the best bet is to go to them. After all, how is a little girl like you really honestly killing anybody right now? You're not.
Right. Except that I probably have blood on my hands at this point. Still, I'm busting
You have
through that
nothing
door.
on. Yeah, you have nothing on your hands, by the way. You don't even have bruises. Your knuckles aren't even scraped, even though you've been
Sweet.
punching through helmets. Okay, so you bust through the door.
I think
You can.
I think I started with my attack this round, so I think I
Yes, you
have
did.
all my movement right.
Yes, you do.
I think we'll try to go off this edge of the map.
Alrighty. Okay, down there at the edge of the map, which is off the map at this point. By the way, ladies and gentlemen who are in chat who've been asking about where I got this map from, I believe his name was Chris West. I know his last name is West. He does a lot of work with Wizards of the Coast and other gaming companies, and he's a professional cartographer. And I got this one from online. Yes, I know the squares don't really match up, but it's a session 0 kind of thing, so it's okay. It's more about the story than it is about the map today. Okay, so down there you see 2 police cruisers that have the end blocked off. You see police officers, 5 of them, in medium combat armor with a large robot behind them, which is called an ape. All of them have some pretty heavy-duty weaponry pointing at you and are telling you to get down on the ground.
So I think I do that. I think I would go ahead and kneel down and put my hands up.
Okay. Then as we close this scene and get ready to open up our next scene, kind of one of those flash moment kind of scenes, in slow motion, police officers come towards you. They grab a hold of your hands, put them behind your back, and put metal binders on your wrists behind your back. Pick you up on either side by your arms and haul you off into a police car. We'll flash forward a few days at this point. You are sitting in a jail cell when they come to get you. Your life has been turned upside down. You have no idea what the heck is going on around you. Nobody's told you anything. Lawyers haven't been able to appear. No, I mean, you have no representation at all. Finally, you go before the judge. And the judge says that you're going to be held in protective custody aboard the Iron Star Research Prison to undergo further testing to see what kind of abilities you have. Because one of the things they used in court against you was security footage of you moving insanely fast and putting people's heads through doors and tables. So you are being sent off to the Iron Star prison. As we conclude today, which, by the way, you went very, very quickly through this. I was actually expecting you to kick a lot more butt and and stay in the nightclub longer than you did. But as we conclude our session 1, you are being escorted to a transport on a transport pad. In front of you, you see a large prison ship. The gangway that goes up the side and into a door. Next to it, there's a Vulpine female holding a very large rifle. Just kind of standing there, looking very smug amongst herself, in a uniform with a marshal's badge on her chest. A couple other police officers, a large female human woman who looks like she's being trolleyed up, like on a furniture dolly that she's been strapped to, with a face mask that goes across her face and her hands bound behind the trolley. And another woman who is behind you. You can hear her whining and sniveling the entire way as the three of you are being led onto this transport, presumably all to the Iron Star.
I would like to nod respect at the marshal as I go by.
All right, the marshal nods back at you, kind of gives you a sly, foxy look, and this is where we end for today.
Thank you, Jeff. That was awesome. I can't wait to actually play.
Awesome. So I guess you figured out if you're one of the good guys or bad guys now, haven't you?
I feel like maybe I'm a bad guy, but without remembering my mission, I might be an inside plant too. Could be.
You could be. But all right, so thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, this is a very short episode. This is only, as I said, they're only about an hour to 3 hours long, depending on the person, and they're just meant to bring the player from point A to point B, from going from a solo life to a life in a party, on how they meet the other characters and all the rest of that kind of stuff. This is so much better than you're sitting in a bar and somebody comes in with a mission. What do you do? This is so much better than doing that. It gives you a little bit of backstory, and a little bit of history, a little bit of fun.
And
But
a little
Zella,
practice at your character too.
oh, definitely. Yeah, it's a great time to knock the bugs out of your character. So, but right now, I am going to go ahead and shut down the stream for the moment. I'm going to keep Zell on with me so I can chit-chat with her away from the stream for a few minutes.
Bye, guys. Talk to you
And
later.
I will see you all